Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and today we're on the special match of the week, the simulated battle Amphibious units. Just like the situation battles, in this game mode you are randomly allocated a suit in 2 preset teams. And of course, with this golden opportunity, we're on one of the most magnificent suits of the game, the AGG. The AGG is definitely one of the more bizarre looking suits in the game, but never underestimate what it can do, especially when it's not the normal AGG. We start the game by heading to the side of the enemy formation with our peculiarly long thruster bar, where we wait for our target, the gun cannon Aqua. A bit tricky because it has stealth, but nevertheless it appears right where it's convenient. Try to stagger it with our missiles, fails miserably doing that, and then we miss our laser torch as well. Both staggers used, yet not a problem as we can just drill straight through the gun cannon. And then miss the follow-up because we can't hit downwards. The gun cannon Aqua almost gone in just one melee combo. Surely gone if I remembered the motions of the AGG. With the gigantic drill, it does a whopping 500% damage on normal and side attacks, and a petrifying 900% on down attacks. In exchange, the drill is very hard to hit correctly, which only makes it even more rewarding when you hit. The reason why the drill is so hard to hit is because of this suit's cost. Starting at 200 cost, the AGG in this simulation battle is at level 4 at 350 cost. Bad news is that you keep the miserable 51 base turn rate from the level 1 suit, making it impossible to catch anyone if they dodge sideways. But the good news is, in this simulation battle you get a lot of health and a lot of thrusters. As a result, you're a gigantic drill that can fly over horrifying distances in a straight line. Very useful on this extremely wide map, we can easily travel across the map to drill into that one target's back. Enemy wave spawned, fresh meat for the grinder. While this suit has a drill that can decimate anything, it also keeps the ability to stagger off a 200 cost suit. So instead of trying to pull off an attack on our own, we just wait for our Kapul to stagger for us. Charging for 5,000 in one normal attack. No, not the wires! Now, we can't just wait for our teammates to stagger enemies for us the entire time. So what are the weapons on the AGG other than the drill? Well, they're not that great. First of all, you have the left arm missile launcher. So-called main weapon of the AGG comes with poor projectile speed and left arm placement. Only redeeming feature is how it works with aquatic mobile shooting, but it only staggers for 40%, so what's the point? Instead, what you use more is the laser torch. Very short range at 100 meters, but it's an instant stagger, and that's all it matters. Forces out the gym dominance's evasion, dodge the anchor, and the job is done. Final weapon is the 4-tube missile pod, staggers on 2 hits and fires from our head, so it's also usable. All that said, it doesn't actually matter as long as you get the drill in, and a good way to do that is to just dive straight in. Scared the gun cannon Aqua enough to force out his tackle, and he is literally screwed. One down attack and he is erased from existence. Then we find the next target, this time the Aqua type GBO2. The strongest suit in this game mode, doesn't matter if we have a 1400% melee combo. And 3 teammates at the same time. The role of the AGG in this game mode is very simple. Get that drill in. Without the drill, you don't really contribute to your team, so you have to get that fat damage in as much as possible. Even if you don't have the opportunity to do so, at least try to grab the enemy's attention for your team. Not that hard with that bizarre look of yours. In comparison, the other suits have a much harder job. For example, the Kapul and the Hygog have to lead the attacks because they're the ones with maneuver armor and weapons to fire with on thrusters. The Kapul is also the only one to stand a chance against the GBO2 in a 1v1. Could be worse, the GBO2 had to handle the entire fight himself because the Federation only gets a lot of terrible missiles. Say thanks if you're not on the Aqua Gym, because that gym is literally the reason why the Zeonic army took over the seas in the 1-year war. Back to our fight, we try to get the gun cannon, but with no one staggering him is a bit hard. Instead, we just do a rapid double drill. Confirming the melee motion earlier was worth our time. Miss the down attack later, but that's not a problem at all. Even while it's from 200 cost, the AGG already got emergency evasion. Get out of trouble and we can hone in on the gun cannon Aqua when it gets isolated. Left arm missile launcher can't stagger, not giving up since we still have our laser torch. Tried a raw attempt after the gun cannon missed its melee but couldn't reach. Attempt with the laser torch gets interrupted, but all we need is that one split second. Goodbye gun cannon. Our job here is done. Any more drills in after this is just a bonus. Pulled off a stagger on the gym dominance with our laser torch, and then we dodge his anchor again with our tackle. Too predictable, my dear. Zogok gets his melee combo in, and some missile tubes from us finishes the job. With that, our opponent is pretty much stuck on their tiny portion of land. With a gigantic score lead, we don't really care about that Bombat base anymore. Now that our enemies are all above us, this is actually a bit of a problem. We can't do anything about them because jumping up there is a death sentence, yet we don't have good enough weapons to shoot them down. We wander at their feet, waiting to evaporate whoever makes their first step down, but our hitbox is too big, and we get blasted to smithereens before anyone jumps down. Final minute, and we make a brave spawn straight into the hot zone. High risk usually means high reward, as we get a drill on the Zaku Diver and removing a third of his health in one normal attack. A couple more missiles that can't possibly miss at this range, and then we move on to the gym dominance. Miss the drill, so we have to swap to the torch. God, this thing can't turn. Only instant stagger on this suit and we give it a shot. Doesn't hit because of the delay, then his evasion dodges our drill perfectly as well. Not going anywhere though as we pepper him with missiles. Still not forgetting what we're going after, the gun cannon Aqua. Reaching him isn't a problem with our thrusters, missed our first drill, but our left drill motion gets him perfectly, and that's our job done again. No more targets underwater, the Zeonic army claims their domination over the seas once again, and we end the game with a laser torch to nowhere. That was the magnificent AGG. Even though it is originally a 200 cost suit, we showed how it is a complete menace even at 350, against enemies up to 550 cost. Second in damage just under our Kapul, we ranked first overall with first in pursuit assist. Wait for your teammates to stagger or hunt down isolated enemies with your laser torch and enormous thruster bar, and the gigantic drill of the AGG will serve you well. That's it from me today. Latest.